10 things that I love and hate about APU. So starting with the things that I love, the number one thing I love the most, hands down, is the community. Honestly, it's what brought me here in the first place. It's what I fell in love with the moment I set foot on the campus, and it is unlike any other. Azusa Pacific being a Christian university, you're gonna find a lot of really good people. Number two is the professors. No matter who they are, what they're teaching, it seems like they all really enjoy teaching. With a lot of my professors, they have also treated me like friends. You know, I have two right now for my screenwriting class. It's actually a couple, so it's really cool to have that kind of dynamic, and they're just there. It feels like less to teach us and more to actually just hang out, get to know us, and, you know, help us write some fun scenes. And a lot of the professors will have a faith-based curriculum as well, especially with this being a Christian university. It's cool to see that that's not just kind of a brand name for the university, but that the professors are actually taking that to heart. The coolest thing about the professors is that they commit to you as an individual, not just as a student. The third thing I love about APU actually is chapel. It might come as a surprise to you guys because a lot of people I know, they don't like going to chapel. They see it as a big time waster. Even though it is required, they require 3 chapels every week. It's only 50 minutes. So it's less than an hour, and it's a nice little break from classes because everything is canceled at that time. You get some pretty good worship, and sometimes you get some good sermons as well. Something that I really love too is the class schedules. Right now, my semester, it just feels like such a light course load because the classes are so spaced out. I have a lot of evening classes, which honestly I thought I wouldn't like because I'm much more of a morning person. However, I actually really enjoy it a lot because it kind of makes it feel like I have less classes and more free time to get homework done. I work at Chick-fil-A in the mornings at 5:30 in the morning, and then I get off at 10 most of the time. That way we go to chapel and we're still productive for the rest of the day to get all my homework done in the middle of that. So you can be a morning person and take evening classes, and it works great. Number 5, what I love about APU is the convenient location. Now, we are outside of the city of LA, which means there's going to be less traffic, fewer people. We're pretty much as far east LA as you can get because you keep heading east, you'll run into the mountains. Actually, the mountains I think are north, which is very confusing, but we're pretty much as far east LA as you can get. As far as location goes, I mean, we are close to a lot of the essential places for college students, like Cane's, Chick-fil-A, and In-N-Out are all pretty much on that same street, pretty close. Everything that you could possibly need is pretty much no more than 5 miles away. Number 6, what I love about APU is the low stress film program. It is still somewhat stressful, and I have heard that 335, which is the production 2 class, is one of the most stressful classes. I'm taking that next semester, so I can't really voice my opinion on that yet. But I do know it's far less competitive than some other schools out there. I don't know what USC looks like, but I did tour Chapman and I talked about their film program, and it just seemed very competitive, and I was scared. I was scared to fail. I was scared that I wouldn't be good enough as a film student being there. So the great thing about APU is students from any background can pretty much come in and learn the key principles of how to film. You get a lighting kit, so you learn lighting very quickly. You learn the importance of sound, cinematography, imaging, like just pretty much any and all parts of film. You learn them as a beginner, even having never had your hands on a camera before. Now let's get to the things I hate about APU. And some of these, I will tell you, they aren't deep hatred for, it's just I'm a little bit frustrated with, or they are things that I dislike and they could definitely be better. The first of those is, without a doubt, the food. Eating the same stuff over and over again can get very boring. Last semester, like, it was kind of boring, but at the same time, I found something that I liked. But the awesome thing with that is that they totally changed their entire meal plan system for 2022, and I absolutely hate it. Not only is it more expensive from the get-go, but it's also more confusing and more constricting and more limiting. For example, you get what's called a meal now. So instead of just a declining balance, you have a certain number of meals. It sucks because you can't use your money for other things like the coffee shops or snacks at the convenience store. You get a flat $100 or greater, I think, depending on your plan, and that is for the whole semester. So basically, if I want to get drinks from the coffee shop, I have to limit myself to like 1 per week. Not only that, but they are extremely understaffed. They are going downhill very much so in the food department. Grubhub is the only way you can order at the Cougar's Den, and so it places you in a queue. And honestly, the last 2 times I've ordered food, it took me 54 minutes to get a pizza, and it took me 43 minutes to get a burger and some fries. It was not that bad last semester. I don't know what they changed. I wish we just went back to the old system. Another thing that I don't really like too much is just the campus design. It's obviously old. I mean, APU was started in 1899. Obviously it has expanded, but the buildings are still old and you can feel it, and everything looks old. The funny thing is the new Heritage Court that they opened in summer of 2022 is way more modern and new than West Campus, and West Campus is even more modern than East Campus, but it is nice to have a little bit of a modern place, and I actually spend a lot of my time there getting all my homework done. Another thing that I don't really like too much is the housing. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's a place to live, and I can't complain about that. University Village is by far the best place to be. But the crazy thing is, because APU is in so much debt, this summer they actually sold 3 of the other apartment complexes that they owned that they had already sent out housing assignments for. So everybody before coming into this school year had to get reassigned to new housing. So there are very limited selections of where you can live. Also, bugs. All of the places have ants in the summertime, so as soon as you move in, you're going to be having some ants. We only had them in half of our place, which is funny. My half of the room of the apartment doesn't have any ants, but my roommates on the other side, they were having some ant problems. The mods had really bad ant problems, so you know, just make sure you keep things clean and hopefully they stay out. The other thing I really don't like about APU is just the City of Azusa. It's kind of dirty, kind of sketchy, not well maintained. It's not the place you want to be when you're walking around at night, so girls, just beware of that. Make sure that you always walk with someone else, or you know, take the trolley whenever you can, or if you really need to get from West Campus back to East Campus or vice versa late at night, campus safety will be able to shuttle you over if the trolleys are already stopped working. There's also a lot of homeless people in the city, and just the other day we actually had a homeless guy walk into Chick-fil-A, because I work at the Chick-fil-A, and he was harassing one of the women as she was walking out of the restaurant. So there's a lot of those people around here sleeping on the sidewalks and stuff like that, so just be aware of that, and make sure you guys don't get into any dangerous situations. Also, there are more frequent power outages here than anywhere else. Like, I can't remember the last time I had a power outage at my house back home, but here, it was literally last week. Granted, it only shut off for about 20 minutes, but still, there was one last week, and there was one last semester, and I'm pretty sure the semester before. So be prepared for that. There are a lot of power outages that happen in Azusa. I have no idea why, but it's just how it is. That's pretty much it. There's only really 4 things I could think of that I hated about APU, and even those I don't hate too much, because all of the good things, all the things I love about it overpower all of those bad things. So I absolutely love the community. I love everyone that I've met here, and I love all of the people that I'm going to continue to meet, and the experiences and memories I'm going to continue to have. So with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please stay tuned, continue watching my journey through my senior year of college. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.